Hello people, what is cracking like an inspirational here, back with another video, and to be more precise, another MMA new skill to skill video. Sorry I didn't post one last week, but just when I do my podcast they take a lot of editing, so with that, and when I do the podcast they take a lot of editing basically, and so does this series, so I don't want to rush the videos out, so I normally, when I have to do the podcast, will not do the MMA one because of the editing fact of it, and I've pretty much took martial arts back up full time again, doing like 5 sessions a week again. So, you know, it takes a lot of time. But anyway, what you're here for. So this is, I believe, the 8th, 9th episode. I've lost count, to be honest. And this is going to go over the protein shakes I drink, and the apps I've used / use, because there's apps I've used in the past, but there's apps I also use now. So let's start with the protein shakes. There's 3 main protein shakes I go for. So one's really expensive, which is what I get when I have a lot of money. One's I get when I don't have much money, and one's I try. And then this is the one I'm going to show you now. This is one I get when I have not much money to my name. So these are little YouFit protein shakes. They're 20 grams each, and I normally get about 3 or 4 of them, which comes about £4. That's if I got hardly no money. If I've got a little bit of money on me, I normally get Tesco's bag. There's normally about a tenner. It's their cheap brand stuff, but it does the job. And then thirdly, if I really do have the money, because it is expensive, it's about 80 quid a tub, but personally I think it works an absolute treat, and it works an absolute the best, is that's what I normally would get if I haven't got much money, is Tesco's Active Strawberry Protein Powder. And then if I haven't got that sort of money, if I've got even more money, which this one's very rare, but like I said, I really do think it does the trick. LA Muscle Whey. It's fair. I don't know if it's a very popular brand, but it's a brand I like to use. I have had people obviously criticise me and say, "Oh, you pay too much for that." But for me, it works. It works the best. It's what I like. It's what I've used in the past to get bigger. I normally go for the creatine one, not the actual LA Whey, but it's pretty much the same size. Yeah, so that's kind of the proteins I go for, depending on the money. Now let's show you my apps. This is going to be the hard bit. So this one I've used in the past. It's an arm exercise app. So you've got arm beginner, arm intermediate, arm advanced. And then it normally has like 30-day plan, and you follow the 30-day plan, and then you have some days rest. That's what I used to use in the past for like arm muscle. Don't really use it now. Decent app. Same again, you've got a 6-pack one they've done, this group app, which is lose belly fat, rock hard abs, or 6-pack abs. Again, I don't really use that because I'm on a different kind of plan now. And again, it's kind of the same thing. You get 30 days of exercise, and you have a couple of days of rest in between, like a day's rest here and there. So that's another one I've used in the past. 6-pack in 30 days, but the reason I don't use that one now is because I know 6-packs was one extremely hard to get into. It's more about dieting than ab work, and then it is ab workouts. Obviously, you got to do ab workouts to get 6-packs, but what I mean by that is, if you're not on a diet, you might as well give up anyway. And this one I did use, but I haven't used for a while now, which is Adidas Training. I've got 2 Adidas Training. I've got Adidas Running, and I've got Adidas Training. Adidas Training, shoot Adidas Training, it's not working, but it's it has all sorts of different. So it goes down in alphabet, and it's kind of like HIIT workouts basically, but for different body parts. That's one I've used in the past. I don't really use that now, like I said. This one I do use quite a bit, as you can see from a recent run I've done there. Adidas Running, it's a very good app. It tracks your running pretty much, and I use that for every time I go for a run. Stick in the Air Wireless headphones, use that for a run. So that's that, Adidas Running. Another one I use for training, for when I do my resistance bands, is, I've shown you this in the resistance bands video, but it's resistance bands workout app, and it has loads of like app workouts for resistance bands, again different body parts, different areas, and I use that once a week normally, because I normally try and do resistance bands once a week. Soon, pretty obvious, I use that for my fight. Well, I'm not on Fight Camp anymore because it ended, but that's for any kickboxing meetings, sometimes jiu-jitsu meetings as well, and used it quite a bit for Fight Camp. Kettlebell, pretty much the same as the other apps I got on here. Full body, core system, strength, shoulder and back, upper body, and lower body. So it's split in sections, you pick one. So say I went on core, you pick how long you want to do that one for. So say, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes is what I usually do, depending on the time, and you do the workout. So that's what I use when I do kettlebell. This one, second, is a really good timer, one for when you're doing HIIT combos or when you've got to do a certain amount of exercises and then have a rest. It's really good for that. So you get like all different kind of timers on there. I know you can't really see these apps the best, but you just have to take my word for it. And then last but not least, which is the one I've recently just added, so I'm on a 40-day shred, is MyFitnessPal, which it basically calculates your calories for you. Yeah. So you put in how many calories you want. So I'm at the moment trying to hit 2,200 calories a day, and that's broken down into, for me, 35% of that is meant to be carbs, 20% of that is meant to be fat, and 45% of that is meant to be protein. I'm hitting roughly about that most days. Most days, sometimes under, sometimes over on each one. Most days I am hitting that. So that's what I've been using recently to track my food intake and to track my protein and all that, because I'm on a 40-day shred. You know, so that's really helpful for that. So that's the kind of like proteins I go for, depending on the money situation and the apps I use. So I don't use loads of apps. I only really use about, on a regular basis, 1, 2, because I don't really consume much. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them I use on a regular basis. The Adidas running, the resistance bands, kettlebell, the seconds timer thing, and MyFitnessPal. But yeah, that's been my fitness apps that I use, and my protein. Sorry it's not been the most exciting episode, but not every episode, like I said in this series, is going to be demonstrations. I think the next one I'll be doing is either the food I take or the drink. But I'll let you know on that. So I've been Inspiration 8. Keep an eye out for my Kobe video, because that will be dropping this weekend. And I'll see you later. Inspiration 8 out. Bye. Make sure you subscribe to A Gaming as well. Be launching it in 2 weeks' time with UFC 4. Cheers. Bye.